Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us this evening. Today, we have some exciting guests with us, and we will be discussing the topic, how do we become the voices of change in the Western Balkans? Tonight with me, we have three young European ambassadors and their friends who followed activities we did over the last 6 months. My fellow YEAs, Adrijana from Serbia, Vigan from North Macedonia, and Desantila from Kosovo, have been very active, and we really did some amazing things, including 5 online events. Besides, our panelist is Doroteja Horvat. Doroteja is a 22-year-old law student in Zagreb, Croatia. She is passionate about volunteering in the local community and advocating for human rights and youth participation. Also, Lamine Talakela, who is an engineer project manager and an entrepreneur in digital and business services since 2011. He is a change maker. We also have with us Leureta Lumi, who has 2 master's degrees in international relations and diplomacy, and she is currently working toward her PhD studies. She is very actively working with the NGOs and international organizations in Kosovo and Switzerland. So moving on to our question, we have for Doroteja. Hi, Doroteja. How long have you known Adrijana?
Hi, everyone. Nice to see you. Well, I have known Adrijana since the last European elections, so 2 or 3 years now.
And were you surprised for her becoming a YEA?
Well, no, not at all, because she did so much in that campaign, and that was just a step forward for her.
Sorry for interrupting, Doroteja. I have one question for you. Maybe you can share with us, what was your first impression when you saw me?
Oh, yeah, that was funny. We were on one of the meetings. The room was full of volunteers and journalists and some politicians. And she just stormed in, and she was wearing some very funny, colorful trousers. And I said to our mutual friend, like, look at her, who's wearing that. So the first impression was not that good and funny. But after that, I saw her in the first row. She was taking notes all the time, asking questions and being very active. So we're doing great now.
Just goes for show that first impressions don't always have to, even though they're bad, they don't mean that great friendships won't last. So my next question is for Lamine. Lamine, so far, what do you think of Vigan's activities as a YEA? You know him in person, right?
Yeah. First of all, I'm really glad to be there on this panel with all these young people, so inspiring. I met Vigan, my friend Vigan from North Macedonia, around 20 months ago on an international forum in the Kosovo. It was my first time in this region of the Balkans, and it was really great. I remember when I met and I see the first time Vigan. Quickly we have the kind of discussions around technology and especially around blockchain. And I remember a passionate young man, and now he's my friend. I also met another young girl at this event, Desantila, and she were project owner at this forum, and since this event we stayed in touch.
Yes, Desantila.
I just wanted to add that I feel honored, and I'm very happy that I actually got the chance to meet Lamine and Vigan as well. And that experience, it was truly one of the best experiences I've ever had related to activism. And as Lamine mentioned, we still continue to keep in touch, and it's truly an honor. So yeah.
It's amazing that we're able to form friendships on that event.
Can I add something?
Yes,
Dado? Thank you very much, and thank you, Lamine, also Desantila. This means that the world is very small, and all we three, we know each other thanks to the topics like environment, technology, and francophonie. Yeah, basically, Lamine is very inspiring and peace-loving guy. My inspiration to him was that we met in Jakovo at a conference, And the crucial, inspirative moment was the way how he elaborated digitalization through the way having a social and environmentally responsibility. He knows very well cultural divergences. Also, he can make good bridge between knowledge through social interaction. So he is very good coach at all. Thank you.
It's really amazing that you were all able to form a friendship on these events, and it's really like it's an amazing thing to happen on there. Desantila also has her friend Leureta, and you two also met and formed a friendship, and you have been following her activities as well. What is your opinion on the YEA network?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you for also inviting me in this panel. I'm very honored. Actually, I've met Desantila last year in September at an event here in Pristina, where I got the chance to see her interest in international relations and diplomacy. And also, I was very impressed by her when she shared all the activities that she does beside her studies.
Yes, Desantila has shown that she is a hard worker and a hard student, and a good student. Desantila, what do you think about activism in the Western Balkans and in general your homeland, Kosovo? Do you think young people there are given enough opportunity to volunteer and be active citizens?
Thank you, Dado. I think that there are actually many opportunities for the youngsters. And I am very happy to see many young people, especially now as a young European ambassador, together with my peers, seeing many youngsters who are willing to raise their voices for the change that they wish to see. However, talking about Kosovo and the Western Balkans, of course, there are a few things which need to be improved. For instance, talking about my country, the country where I come from, Kosovo, I think there is a need for more, for informing the youngsters a bit more about the opportunities that they have. And also, I feel like there's a need for decentralizing the activities, if I can say. However, the opportunities that now we're having with the online activities as well are helping us with those two problems that I see. So in my opinion, there's a lot of hope and there's a lot of people who are actually trying and doing a lot, raising their voices. And I'm sure that with the few improvements that are needed, even more will be done. So I'm very optimistic.
Just like you, the YEA network has shown to me that there are many young people that want to have their voices heard, and it's really inspiring. So now I have a question for all of you. What is your opinion about youth activism in general in your countries? Yes, Adrijana?
Well, I think that in Serbia, there are many opportunities for young people to volunteer and to be active. And the good news are that this number is increasing. But the problem is that it's not always easy to find those opportunities, and young people need to put a bit more effort to it, which they are not used to. So in many cases, we actually expect changes to be initiated by someone else, and this is not how we make the change in society. And I think it's easy to blame on politicians or on system. And of course, it's true that the system give us some kind of a frame for our activities and for education and values. But this is where the activism should step in. Because in my opinion, activism let us be who we are and to advocate for some topics that we find interesting. And what is more, to do it in our own way. So for this reason, I find this YEA initiative very useful tool and at the same time opportunity, which is engaging and through which we try to reach our peers to become an active citizens and in the end of the day to really be the change they want to see. Thank you.
I fully agree with you. Leureta?
Thank you, Dado. So being actually in Geneva for 4 years, I've noticed how active the youngsters are. And while I'm back for quite a while now in Kosovo, I get to see that even here, the voice of activism is higher than it was before, and many youngsters actually are want to be part of the events. So my opinion on YEA is actually very good because it breaks barriers between countries as well. So it's a good opportunity to get to know each other and to not have those political barriers that the Balkan countries have, but to get to know each other culture, and then to organize activities also among countries, not only in one country, but in the region as well.
Yes, it's really important to show the different countries to all the younger people. Vigan?
Well, in North Macedonia, online youth activism has a significant increase thanks to advanced technology. In times of pandemic, especially, when there is no way to connect with each other, the hashtag is our weapon to fight the social isolation and to protect social interaction. So young people launch very different initiatives, panel discussions, even online coffee meeting to keep their morale high. Yeah? But we have one segment that which is most and the most disturbing moment of this is the stigmatization of those who do not have an access or equal opportunity to enter to this world of hashtag, and this is the point that we should work on it. So this is our general agenda.
Yes, exactly.
To be and to approach to this problem in the genesis, yeah.
And using the platform, the social platform, to bring change and good on our communities.
Exactly, and to be solidary with that.
Yeah. Lamine?
Yes, I could say that in my country, in France, activism depends, really depends about the topics, about different kind of sectors. If I mentioned digital economy and all things around technology, youth people are really fond of these topics. They are trends, and they have this ability to try to get an impact and build bridge, to share their knowledge, to share and try to contribute to some projects and all these things. On other topics, I notice that young people are not so engaged in different topics. It depends of many things. It depends of the region of the country around Paris, or like we say the province, not in the capital, in suburbs. All these territories have their trends and have like their own activism. If I could mention suburbs, there are a lot of interesting things that are coming, like young people try to be really useful for other young people or for the population. It's kind of helpful dynamism, and try to get an impact on social things and economic things. It depends. For me, it depends of the topic, and the main maybe what I can mention is that the sensibilization for the youth is really necessary. In 2020 pandemic, change everything, and digital tools. We know that with the digital we can work better, we can do many things better. It's a good complement, but also there are communication tools, and it's a voice to amplify what they want to do, and what the knowledge and all the things that they can bring to the world.
Yes, just like I told Vigan, we have to teach the younger generations how to use social media to their advantage and to bring change to their communities. Leureta, did you have something to add?
Yes, thank you, Dado. So I would like to add to what Lamine said, that what I've noticed recently with the youngsters in my country that I got to discuss was that they don't feel appreciated enough. So I would like just to say that this is not about being appreciated in a monetary value, but this is what you're doing for the community. So activism is all about that, and just volunteering and making a better community where you live or even abroad, it doesn't matter. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I completely agree. Lamine, going back to the technology and social media aspect, for the last year and a half, we've been living on Zooms and Meets, and we've been communicating with others through those platforms. Do you think technology is being used enough for youth activities? Do you think we can improve on it?
Like I said just before that, I think not so much people were agree with that before, but pandemic changed everything, and people have no choice. They have to work or communicate with Zoom, with social media, and all these things. And they learn how to communicate with for some that don't have the habits of doing that, is to communicate and try to do things with people around them, or in their communities, or also with people maybe in other region, in other country, and all around the world. I think that was a good test, and a good way to sensibilize and to show the way people can build bridges, and how can I say, use all these tools, all these things to share their knowledge, share what they like, share their ideas, and try to build something for the communities, for their country, or with the big topics like environment and all these things.
Yeah, I agree. If anything, the YEA network has helped me connect with so many people from around the Western Balkans and even farther. So yeah, I think creating a network is a huge part of the online platforms. And now we go to online or offline activism. So for you all, does online activism have nearly the same impact as activism in person? I really would like to share, I would like everyone to share their experiences, and I'd like to start with maybe Adrijana.
Thank you, Dado. Well, me personally, I prefer offline activities, so meeting people face to face, discussing things and sharing opinions live. But this pandemic, it really has taught us how to actually use those digital platforms and online tools in the best possible way, and how to continue with our activities and activism. And us as YEAs, we actually started our mandate in this kind of online world We always try to share some content on our social networks to reach more people and to organize interactive online events such as this one. But in my opinion, it really gave us some, I would say, more time to try to find a way to deliver our message and to articulate our thoughts better. So it always depends on the perspective that you're looking from. Someone can see this online world as a driver and someone as an excuse. And I really hope that we succeeded in making this online activism a driver, but our peers can tell you more about this, how successful we are.
Yes, I agree. Leureta?
Thank you, Dado. So I believe that there is, of course, a huge difference between being an offline activist and an online activist, because in person, it's interesting how you get to deliver the message with the people itself. While online, it's more like delivering the message, but you're not sure exactly who is receiving it. So I definitely prefer more offline activism because it makes you more connected, and then broad online you can also like share the message in a more broader way than that offline. So activism is good in both ways. Depends which one you prefer more or which one you're more comfortable doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Even I can't decide. It's either online or offline. It really depends, but both are really good options. Doroteja?
I have to say that I agree with everything that has been said. I also prefer offline activities because nothing can replace human touch, so to speak. But I have to say that in this pandemic and through the social media and all technology, I realized that activism knows no borders, and that we are really lucky to live in a time of social media where power of hashtag is a true power, and where with that one hashtag you can do whatever you want and reach everyone everywhere in the world and start something new and something truly great from your home.
Yes, and exactly what we are trying to show younger people here, the power of the hashtag. Vigan?
Thank you, Dado. This question is related to the topic, which is better or worse? Online world is something relatively new for us, and was like, wow, at the beginning of the pandemic. But how is time passing and the sense of isolation and home staying just in front of the laptop increase some kind of intolerance of living virtually? In my opinion, we can't compare the online and offline world. I know that you and me, we are not agree on this topic because you are a tech guy. But the best solution would be the hybrid one. That means following online activism and trying to keep friendship and relations in person, because that is our naturally instinct. Thank you.
Yeah, and I definitely agree on that part, because I like both, because online we can reach so many people in so many countries, but offline it also has its perks. But yeah, I agree. A hybrid idea is definitely the way to go. Desantila?
Thank you. Actually, I was just going to say what Vigan already mentioned. I feel like the pandemic has enabled me to explore the offline world a bit, because same as him, I wasn't really into technology before. I was a person who wanted to be in touch with people in real life. And having experienced this now, I feel like both offline and online are the perfect combination, because using the online world, I've managed to expand my network with people, which if it wasn't for the online world, I wouldn't have been able to. So I think that this pandemic, with all the bad bits that it has enabled us to find this combination together and then use it for a more effective activism, if I can call it, in the near future.
Yeah, I mean, meeting all of you, all the young European ambassadors has been such a gift in this year of the pandemic. So definitely online can bring so many great qualities to activism. And we also, online activism also allows us to influence other countries. And this is where I want to ask you, Doroteja, something. In your opinion, do you think that a young activist from, for example, Serbia can influence change in Albania and vice versa?
Absolutely. As I said before, activism knows no borders, and especially now, it's not important where you come from anymore, because if you want to reach someone, you don't have to use the traditional media because they have a limited reach. You use the social media. So it's not about where you're from, but what do you want to work and what do you care about? So you just have to find your passion and work on it.
You mentioned activism knows no borders, and I wanted to ask Leureta, since you were far away from your homeland, nothing stopped you from raising a voice from your country. So I think, do you agree that activism knows no borders?
Thank you, Dado. Definitely, the activism knows no borders, because even when you are far away from your country, that doesn't stop you from showing where you come from and what are the issues that people in that country are facing. So you get to come up with more activities in order to help even your country or the country where you're living. So definitely, activism knows no border, and everyone must be like able to do at least something, because it gets you connected to people in a different way. And it makes you also like connection. This is not only about creating connections among people, but it is also that it brings you new opportunities as well. It breaks all the barriers between countries. Like, for example, it doesn't matter where you come from, as Doroteja said, it matters what you're able to do and if you're willing to help in some way. So yeah, I agree.
So activism knows no borders, and we can all do our part, but how do we balance our daily lives, our school, our work with activism? Sure, it takes a lot of our time, but it also gives a lot in return. And for Desantila, I remember you shared with me how you need to balance day to day your studies and activism. As someone who has spent most of her time focusing on education, do you regret choosing to spend your free time volunteering and being an active citizen, or would you recommend it?
Thank you, Dado. I definitely don't regret it, and I would recommend it to everyone. Talking from my personal experience, activism has provided me an opportunity to grow, both personally and professionally, and it has helped me to improve my sense of mattering in the community. Other than that, it has helped me meet inspirational, amazing people from all around the world who I'm very proud to now call my friends. And also, for me, there's no better feeling than seeing the causes you're working for actually improve, gradually living with those changes and visualizing what you're wishing for in your head. So I believe there's no better way of spending your free time than working for what you wish for your future and the future of other generations. And I would definitely recommend it.
Yeah, me too. There comes a time where I'm swamped with work and studies, but doing activism online or offline always pays off in the end. And I'm curious, for my friends Vigan and Adrijana, do you agree? Do you find it easy to balance both, and do you think it pays off? Vigan, do you want to go first? Adrijana?
Oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I can talk about the volunteering for me, that is in parallel with activism, online or offline, is the experience that will give your life direction of how to go further and to achieve that you want through helping the others in this process. My volunteering engagement started from my school days till today. In addition to my professional goals, I always do something for common good. And I recommend from the heart everyone to be involved in this process, especially young people. And don't forget that drop of sweat for you is a river for the others. So
that's really beautiful.
Is my experience in shortly. Yeah.
Thank you, Vigan.
And to give a
Adrijana?
message to all young people.
In my opinion, formal education is really important, but non-formal education give us opportunity to actually put in practice what we previously learned. And I think that this combination of formal and non-formal education makes one person complete.
Thank you, Adrijana. And Doroteja?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that in my opinion, my youth work and all this activism makes me so happy that even when I have so much things to do and when I have to study, I do it kind of with enthusiasm. So if this is something what makes us happy, we should keep doing that and make everyone else around us happy, because if we are happy, everything is great, right?
Exactly. So we have some questions from the audience, and let's go through some. So we have a question from Bojan from Bosnia and Herzegovina. Can you tell us what can we expect if we apply for the new YEA round? Yes, Adriana?
Thank you, Dado. Well, what this initiative gave me, except for the great people I get to know, is that we really learn how to organize all the events, which are really organized by us. So not just implemented, but the whole process of it. What is more, we always have some very useful workshops. We learned a lot about activism, about graphic design, about podcasts. One of the most famous podcaster, Nikitovic, was our mentor on it. So all this together makes this initiative great, and apply for it, you will not regret it.
Yeah, the webinars were really great and we learned a lot from those. Desantila?
Thank you. I wanted to add that personally, it gave me the sense of not being alone in a way. Like, you have people in all the Balkans trying to do something, and then this network just managed to bridge us together and create this bond, and seeing people trying all around, and then each of us making networks with other people, and then this network expanding, is one of the best things that has ever happened to me, because it gives me hope, and also it gives us as a community the power to finally create this change that we wish for. So I would definitely recommend it.
Thank you. And we have a question from Teodora. It's a question for all. Do you think that even after the pandemic, many events will continue to be online? Yes, Loretta?
I mean, clearly this pandemic will leave a few of its own goods and bads, and I think that this one is a good one, that we will also continue to have organized events online, because it's a good way to, because many of us don't really have the chance to be active in other countries or to just go out, so it's a good way to be online. So it will continue, I believe.
And I hope, as we said, a hybrid of both online and offline is good, and it has its both have their perks. Lamine?
Yes, thank you, Dado. Like Leureta said, I'm agree with her that online events will continue, but also like we previously said, I think online or offline are two different ways, and they are complemented. It's you can initiate something online, or you can meet different people, or see companies or actions in the real world during an event, during a forum, and you can, as Vigan said previously, you can build something with this hybrid solutions. You can still have contact and have the opportunity to participate to other real events, offline events, like we say now, but with online solutions, online possibilities. I think people reach and find the way that they can have an impact. They can multiply their possibilities. They can touch and share all their actions and their ideas and their projects with so much and so many people. And for the moment, I see that for 2022, different kind of events that are coming back in reality, but are also mixed with the digital version.
And while we're on that topic, another question is from Lana, and it's, let me see, what are your current and future plans in terms of activism for all? Yes, Loretta?
Yeah, so just thank you for the question first. Actually, just like by being a full-time student and also like having a full-time job, activism, it's always there. Because we kind of, personally, I kind of managed to find some time to also like care about the community where I am. It doesn't matter, as I said before, where you are. All it matters are your intentions and how excited you are to be part of this community and to contribute to it. Thank you.
Thank you. No, thank you. Adriana?
Thank you, Dado. Well, I was hearing my peers and I felt like they don't have enough space for other people to hear them what they have to say. So this is why I started an initiative on my Instagram, which is called Be Yeah for a Day. And my idea is to create space for young people to talk about their interests or about some topic that they found important and they cannot read in media. So I invite all of you to join my initiative and to share it with us. You can share it by video, photo, music, I don't know, any kind of art. And there will be some prizes for the winners.
So check that out after this event. Doroteja?
We were talking today about the opportunities and how many opportunities there are and people are not using it. So right now I'm working with a few European organizations. I want to introduce European Union to young people around me so they can be active in the future and use all the opportunities they can and all the opportunities that are available because they are truly great. We just need to start.
And we have one last question. It's for me, and it says, what is the power of hashtag for you? For me, I'd say the power of the hashtag is the ability to send a message or an initiative across the world and have it reach anyone that is interested in the topic. And it has the ability to really push forward whatever you have planned or whatever initiative you want to continue. And it's exactly what this initiative is all about. It's creating a network. It's creating something that we can all use and share our interests and what we want to do together as young European ambassadors. So we can all agree that activism knows no borders and that we can all do our job to improve our local and global communities. This is how we become the voices of change in the Western Balkans and keep activism among young people alive against all odds. Thank you, everyone, and don't forget to be the change you want to see in the world. Be sure to follow We Balkans on their official website, Instagram, and Facebook for more events and more projects. We have a lot more coming, so stay tuned.
Thank you, Dado.